What's up, cinephiles and food fans? My name is Ryan Miller, and you're watching The Concession Stand. I thought to myself one day, what are two of my all-time favorite things on planet Earth? Number one, movies. Number two is eating really good food. And probably my favorite scenes in any movies are scenes where food is involved, to be completely honest. So I thought, how about I just recreate those food scenes for you so you can watch, you can learn how to make the recipes. Maybe you can get, I don't know, a little bit of movie knowledge along the way with me. It's going to be fun, and today, for our first meal, since this is our inaugural episode, we're going to make something from my favorite film of all time, Quentin Tarantino's 1994 blockbuster, Pulp Fiction. We're going to make a $5 milkshake. I mean, I could sit here and probably talk to you all day about Tarantino, but you know all about him, I'm sure. You know nothing about Quentin Tarantino? Okay, do you want to learn about Quentin Tarantino? Alright, good. I figured you would, but we'll make some ice cream first and then we'll get to the history. Let's go. $5 shake is served in Pulp Fiction in a restaurant called Jack Rabbit Slim's to a young Uma Thurman while she's on a date with a young John Travolta. Served by Steve Buscemi. He's got an all-star cast. Tarantino, he always does. That's how he does his work. The $5 shake is never specified exactly what it is. I've seen a lot of recipes for a vanilla banana milkshake, but I've also seen a lot of recipes for a strawberry cheesecake milkshake, and that's what I'm going to be making today. This is Epicurious's recipe. They did an entire food blog on the food from the movie Pulp Fiction. I would highly recommend it at epicurious.com. But I'm going to make my own interpretation. What we're going to make today is 4 12-ounce servings worth of product. Your first ingredient, strawberries. You use a pound of strawberries. That is up to your discretion again as to how many you're going to be making. That's followed up with 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream. You don't have to use vanilla ice cream, but it will go best with the strawberries. After that, use 1 cup of 1% milk. Again, any kind of milk is your choice. I like to keep it low fat. Followed up by 6 ounces of cream cheese. It can be whipped, it can be however you want it. It doesn't really matter. Again, you can change the ounces per how many people you'll be serving. And last, but certainly not least, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Step 1, 1 pound of frozen strawberries into a blender. Leave a little bit of juice, not too much. It could mess with the integrity of the strawberries. Next, 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream. You can make them as big or as small as you want. I'm gonna make them decent size. You know, you need a good amount of ice cream. I'm actually gonna throw 1 more in there just for good measure because we all like ice cream so much. Next, we're gonna add our 6 ounces of cream cheese. Just slide that right in there. We're putting the cream cheese in because it'll make our shake nice and thick. It'll keep the texture together. We're then gonna pour in 1 cup of our milk. Just pour it right in there. Let that sit a little bit. And the last step, we're just gonna put a teaspoon of vanilla extract. The shake is ready. We have all the ingredients in here, but we're gonna let them stay in a little bit longer before we actually blend. This way the shake and all of its ingredients can kind of come together, they can melt a little bit. Now everything may look a little runny to you right now, but everything's been sitting out for about an hour. This way, the looser they are, the more they can absorb each other's flavors. That way, we can have the optimal cheesecake milkshake, and it is gonna be so good. It's gonna look exactly like it does in the movie, but we gotta let it sit a little bit longer. I'm gonna go, we'll talk, I'll see you soon. You want to learn about Tarantino, don't you? Alright, come over here, let's talk. This is Quentin Tarantino. He's an American filmmaker who's been making great films for decades. He's my personal favorite director. Really, he just can do it all. His first film, Reservoir Dogs, was a crime. It has many famous people in it who are still in his movies to this day, but he didn't show that he was a one-hit wonder because he knocked it out with Pulp Fiction. I mentioned it before, I'll say it again, it's my favorite film. Then he followed that up with Jackie Brown. They're 3 great crime films, but everyone thought he might be a little one-dimensional. What did he do? He comes out with a samurai flick in Kill Bill 1 and 2. They're unbelievable with Uma Thurman at the lead. He's not done though. He comes out with a Nazi war propaganda movie called Inglourious Bastards. He shows he can do another thing, and then just to put the cherry on top, he does westerns with Django Unchained, Later this year, he also has The Hateful Eight coming out. The man can do it all. He's so in-depth and intricate with his films, fans have called the Tarantino universe the biggest thing in the movie world. What is that, you might think? You know, he has reoccurring things so many times, not just his actors, that there's an entire universe built around his films. They might be invested in something entirely new. You have a couple of things. You have the Big Kahuna Burger. You have Red Apple cigarettes. It even comes down to People with the Vega brothers. They cover a couple different films. The man is a genius. The shake is done, everyone. As you're about to see as I pour, I prefer a thinner shake. I think that they taste a little bit better. I think you get a little bit more flavor, but you can change this. You can make it as thick or as thin as you want. I'm pouring 3 servings right here. You can put whipped cream if you choose. See, I've still got some left over for later. And that's it. Here's your $5 shake. In case you were wondering, the ingredients cost $5.59. I'm sorry, I tried to keep it under $5. It didn't happen. I did try to keep it as loyal to Quentin as I could, but you know what? We've got some great shakes here. You just watch the concession stand. I would super appreciate you liking, sharing this video. It helps me, it gets the word out there, and plus, it gives me the option to make more recipes for you. So please comment right down here. You see where you're supposed to comment, right down here. I want to know what your favorite film food scenes are. That's the point of this show. Please tell me. Please tell me. Come back to the concession stand. Cheers, everyone.